On December 26, 1996, the quiet streets of Boulder, Colorado, were shaken by one of the most infamous and puzzling murders in American history. JonBenét Patricia Ramsey, a 6-year-old beauty pageant contestant, was found dead in the basement of her family's home. Known for her charm, talent, and precocious charisma, JonBenét had already captured national attention through her participation in child beauty pageants. But the day after Christmas, her family's festive celebrations turned into a nightmare when her lifeless body was discovered, bound and strangled inside their own home. The brutality of the crime, combined with JonBenét's youth and innocence, sparked immediate national fascination and horror, making her name synonymous with unresolved tragedy and media frenzy. JonBenét's death was complicated by the highly unusual circumstances surrounding it. She had gone missing from her bedroom earlier in the evening, prompting frantic searches by her family. Hours later, her body was found in the basement, accompanied by a handwritten ransom note demanding $118,000, exactly the amount her father, John Ramsey, reportedly received as a bonus that year. The note, which was unusually long and oddly phrased for a ransom, fueled suspicion and speculation immediately. Authorities were faced with the perplexing challenge of discerning whether the murder was an inside job or the work of an intruder, while the media swarmed the story, broadcasting every detail and often sensationalizing the events in real time. The crime scene presented law enforcement with some of the most confounding details in modern criminal history. JonBenét had been strangled with a cord from a broken electrical device, and she had been bludgeoned, sustaining a severe head injury. The combination of blunt trauma and strangulation, along with her body being moved and hidden in the basement, suggested both planning and cruelty. Yet at the same time, there were inconsistencies and strange elements that made the case extraordinarily difficult to solve. No clear signs of forced entry were discovered, and the home had been secured for hours prior to her body being found. The ransom note, written in what appeared to be a careful and deliberate hand, included misspellings and idiosyncrasies, further complicating interpretations of whether the perpetrator was inside or outside the family circle. Investigators faced conflicting evidence and intense public scrutiny. Law enforcement agencies had to navigate not only the forensic challenges but also the overwhelming media coverage, which often shaped public opinion in ways that influenced the investigation. Every family member was scrutinized, parents, siblings, and acquaintances were interviewed, analyzed, and publicly speculated about. The combination of forensic complexity, circumstantial evidence, and national attention created a situation where every action was magnified and every decision was debated, making the case an almost impossible puzzle to resolve. For years, suspicion swirled around JonBenét's family, particularly her parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, due to the circumstances of the ransom note, the home setting, and the odd timing of events. Public opinion was sharply divided, with some convinced that the crime was an inside job while others defended the family, arguing that the attention and scrutiny were unfair. Over time, advances in DNA technology cleared the Ramseys and their surviving family members, indicating the DNA found at the crime scene did not match any of them. While this was a critical development, it did not provide a conclusive identification of the perpetrator, leaving the case officially unsolved. Other suspects over the years included Boulder locals, acquaintances, and transient individuals, each evaluated for motive, opportunity, and forensic connection. Law enforcement also investigated theories ranging from a random intruder to a predator targeting young girls, but no suspect ever met the burden of proof necessary for charges. Complicating matters, the early mishandling of the crime scene, contamination of evidence, and media interference created gaps that may have forever limited the potential for resolution. The lack of closure has contributed to JonBenét's case, becoming a symbol of American obsession with unsolved crime and the limits of justice. The murder of JonBenét Ramsey captured the nation's attention unlike any other crime in modern American history. The press sensationalized every detail, from her child beauty pageant career to the bizarre ransom note, fueling intense public fascination. Talk shows, tabloids, and newspapers often blurred lines between reporting and speculation, scrutinizing the family, neighbors, and even random suspects. In doing so, JonBenét's story became not only a criminal investigation, but also a cultural phenomenon, raising ethical questions about media coverage of tragedy and its effect on ongoing investigations. The case has had a lasting impact on American culture, inspiring countless books, documentaries, podcasts, and dramatic adaptations. JonBenét's murder remains a touchstone for discussions on child safety, forensic science, media ethics, and the complexities of high-profile crime. It is remembered not only for the horror of the crime itself, but also for the way it exposed vulnerabilities in law enforcement procedures, evidence handling, and public perception in cases of national attention. The murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains one of the most enigmatic crimes of the 20th century. Theories continue to range widely. Some propose a lone intruder, skilled and predatory, who left no trace except the gruesome act. Others revisit the possibility of inside involvement, though DNA evidence largely rules this out. Psychological profiling has suggested multiple potential types of perpetrators, each theory attempting to reconcile the brutality, planning, and timing of the crime. Despite decades of investigation, the case remains unsolved, leaving both law enforcement and the public to grapple with unanswered questions and lingering suspicion. The story of JonBenét Ramsey is a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, the unpredictability of tragedy, and the challenges of modern forensic investigation. She was a young girl with dreams and talent, full of potential, whose life ended violently and inexplicably. Her murder has become an enduring symbol of mystery, the limitations of justice, and the enduring fascination of society with cases that defy resolution. Even decades later, JonBenét's story evokes grief, curiosity, and reflection on the vulnerability of innocence in the face of cruelty. More than 25 years later, the murder of JonBenét Ramsey continues to fascinate, horrify, and inspire investigation. Advances in forensic science, DNA analysis, and criminal profiling offer hope for eventual answers, yet the case remains a haunting reminder that some mysteries resist closure. If you want more deep-dive documentaries on unsolved murders, shocking crimes, and mysterious disappearances, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Because some stories aren't just history, they are legacies of mystery, intrigue, and the enduring question of justice.